Hi, this is Sherry Veronica, and the U.S. House just passed a Crown Act that says that race-based hair discrimination came to a stop. Yeah, the U.S. House passed Crown Act that would ban race-based hair. You know the hair that grows on your head? Yeah, the crown, your head. They had to put a act in, and you remember, they're just acting. It's just an act. Okay, it's not real. So they had to put an act that black people can wear their hair in whatever style that they see fit. An act, a crown act. And they had to pass an act to say, well, stop pulling them around by chains, stop enslaving them, let them go and work and you can pay them. Call them employees. Don't call them slaves anymore. We're going to pass an act to stop all that shit. And then you had to pass an act, or they had to pass an act so you can vote and shit in toilets with a white man and wash your hands in the toilet where the white man washed his hands and eat in restaurants next to them. You had to pass acts for that shit. And then, the ultimate act was when they say, oh, shit, we don't know what the founding fathers were thinking. Maybe they just came from a rum shop. They were not in their right minds. Oh, Lord have mercy. Because when they said you were only 5/8 human, when they said, and they wrote it in their constitution that black people were not quite human. And then they had to come back and act that shit out. Act that shit out. Okay? It's all an act. Because they still believe it. So it's an act. So they had to say, okay, we're going to erase what we put in the Constitution and we're going to amend that part. And we're going to say, okay, you're human. You're just like us. But they don't really believe it. Because if you were just like them, you wouldn't have to have all these acting, all these acts and all these actions. Because do they have an action for the white man to wear his hair? It slick down his face, pull back, whatever. Do they have to have an act to tell them how to wear their hair? And you hearing this, you don't get it? You don't understand what they think about you? The mere fact that you were a slave says a lot. Because, like I say to you, and you need to think about what I say. You don't have to believe. You don't have to accept. All I say is think about it. It is an impossibility. And I want you to come back and prove me wrong. It is an impossibility to enslave a human. It's impossible. A human being cannot be dragged around on a chain. It can't happen. It can't happen. Now you can capture them. You can capture people, but you cannot have them as a slave for any long period of time, because in their act of escaping, in their act of trying to kill you, in their act of saying, I am a man, before you try to make me out to be a beast, in all of what they do to assert their humanhood, they would die. They would die before being a slave. Like they say, you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink. So it is an impossibility for any human being to be a slave. So when you hear about 400 years of chattel slavery, or however much longer it was in history, you have to ask yourself. Talk to yourself. Get on your knees and talk to yourself. Why did my people stay in slavery for as long as they did? Why did that happen? And then you have to ask yourself, if it is an impossibility for a human to be a slave, what are you? And when the founding fathers that were very cognizant of the time they were living, they were very aware. Now you could say they were drunk. That's romance. People like to bring in romance. Fuck. Do not bring romance to me. When you hear that the founding fathers said that the slave community were not quite human, what do you think they mean? What did you think they meant by that? What did they know that they didn't tell you? What did they know that they still to this day have hidden from you with acts? All they're doing is coming up with acts to just subdue you, to make you feel like you're part of the scene, that you're one of them. Just put your vote, put the X here and vote for us, vote us in, so we can make sure that that you guys are in your place. We keep you in your place. Because if you were really voting for something, you have gone on reparations. If your vote mattered, if you mattered as a African American, and your ex mattered, when you put your ex in that box, how do you benefit? You don't benefit. All you get is an act. All you will ever get is an act, because you have no power. All you can be is an actor, an entertainer, and you get an act. That's it. So now there's an act. The U.S. passed an act, a crown act, that you could wear your hair like you see fit. You think that is not an insult? You don't see that as something meaningful, that they had to actually put that into law? You're not getting it? You're not getting it? Lord, have mercy on your souls. This is Sherry Veronica.